Okay, welcome to Let Us Book, the wrestling podcast in which you go mano a mano with Vince McMahon's booking team.
Then we drop to the pencil.
Oh yeah, always drop to the pencil, man. Man, taker streak. Our taker streak is strong, man. 2-0.
Let's go.
2-0 right now, man. We're going, man. 2-0, week 2, and I'm just gonna put it out there, man. I quit watching Raw after 30 minutes.
Really?
When I got home at 9:30.
Well, I got home at AJ's match. So
I got there. I'm like, oh yeah, let's start. I see AJ. I'm like, yes, I got it in time for the AJ match. Like winner AJ. I'm like, I missed AJ's match again.
They went longer than expected. I didn't know Miz can be in a match longer than 4 minutes.
But like it was like I saw the replays. I'm like, oh, that looked like a good match.
It was pretty.
AJ
alright.
can pull out a good match from anyone.
He can. And here's what I was gonna say. Now you just mentioned streaks. I think we should do. I think we got 19 more weeks. We'll do 21 straight weeks, and then we'll miss one.
Oh, yeah, let's do that. But okay, this Sunday is Fastlane.
Not part of it. When I asked you, I'm like, oh, hey, are we getting together to watch that? You looked at me, you're like, seriously?
Well, what are we like?
I mean, it's Fastlane.
I think the only match I really want to see is AJ versus Jericho.
It's true. I
mean,
like
the card right now is Kalisto versus Del Rio, 2 out of 3 falls.
I think the triple threat will be good.
But we know the finish.
I know, but.
And as much as like I'm glad Ambrose dropped the belt to make it look like he might win,
I still think he's going to be the
guy that takes the pin.
Yeah.
You know, like that match can set up Brock versus Ambrose, which I'll love to see, or Ambrose versus Triple H to win the belt, which I'll love to see.
But I wouldn't mind Ambrose and Brock. That'd be good.
I don't want to see Reigns versus Triple H.
Do or don't.
Don't. I don't want to see. And the rumor is like the way they're gonna build it up is like The Rock's gonna be in Roman's corner, and Vince McMahon's gonna be in Triple H's corner for the match. But I'm like, you already tried Rock endorsing Roman last year, and you got the crowd. You got the crowd to boo The Rock.
Yeah, they booed The Rock. This is Instagram era Rock. You don't boo Instagram Rock.
I'm like, this is The Rock, man. This guy always gets a pop just for showing up.
He can stay in the ring for 3 hours and not say a word, and people will go nuts.
Yeah,
and that can be Raw.
And you
got
people.
That there was no wrestling,
but you got people to boo him. So that's big giant red flag. Like if people are booing The Rock for endorsing someone, like there's a red flag, man.
That means don't do it.
Don't do it. But like that's like triple threat match. It's gonna be Roman Reigns who wins.
Yeah, but I'm still curious. Anything with Brock Lesnar in it is usually
a
good match. So
you have Brock and Ambrose in a match, and those two put on great matches. So I'm like, I can't wait to see this.
It's almost like Ambrose and Lesnar, and then Reigns is the guy who's just there.
He's the third wheel.
He's the third wheel, but that's how you know he's going to end up winning.
You think they should stop trying to like push Reigns as the main guy now?
I don't know. I mean,
like I'm not saying take him out of the main event title scene. He can still be there. It's fine, but I don't think he should be the main guy.
No, but after he lost the title on Raw, I kind of got the idea, when his music goes off, he gets the loudest pop at anyone else. And you have to think that maybe eventually, and I mean, this is WWE booking we're talking about here, so not really, but eventually someone has to hear that and say, you know what, maybe give him a shot. Who knows? They might call an audible, and I think it's too late now to throw it on Ambrose and say, okay, you're going to face Triple H, but still, I think he's going to get a shot with the belt soon. Maybe after WrestleMania.
Build it up for SummerSlam.
You could, yeah. I just think sometime this year, Dean Ambrose is.
Or he can win the Money in the Bank contract. And since he's crazy, he can just handcuff it to himself or something. Just do something crazy with the contract.
This is why we're booking. This is why we book.
But I'm just like, I can see Ambrose win the contract. And he would probably be the craziest one out of all the contracts.
He'd be the one to cash it in the back.
You'll be eating at a restaurant.
It'll be like the hardcore championship.
That's what I was thinking. You could be eating at a restaurant. You could just be like the table next to you. And like, no, he doesn't have to.
Put the menu down.
He puts the menu down, and then you see across the table from him, like in a chair, is the briefcase.
I would rafflecopter.
Oh my god. But okay, like the pre-show is gonna be Kalisto versus Del Rio. I'm upset it's the pre-show, but I'm glad it's a stipulation match. Because like that's the thing I hate about rivalries nowadays. The last match is just still a regular match. That's why I like Ambrose versus Owens at Royal Rumble.
Yeah,
they ended their
was good.
They ended their rivalry with a stipulation match.
Yeah, and that's how it should be. But here's two problems I have with this. One, you're throwing a title match
At the pre-show.
in the pre-show. I don't like that. Two, the problem with 2 out of 3 falls is that it's so drawn out now where they split the first 2.
Yeah,
it's a dramatic thing to finish. I think switch it up every now and then. Have a guy get the first 2. You know what I mean?
Remember Zayn versus Cesaro 2 out of 3 falls?
Yeah.
And when he won the first fall in like the first 10 seconds,
that
made me excited because then Cesaro's gonna win the second one, but the second one was like the longest.
It was the longest one to get to.
And it was the coolest
But
one.
it was a fantastic match.
Oh my god. Like that match, that got me onto NXT. I was like, oh, what's NXT?
It's what got me on to Cesaro. I mean, I had liked Zayn up to that.
I didn't know about Zayn until then.
Really?
That's when I found out about Zayn. I'm like, oh, dude, this guy's cool. Like the reversing a powerbomb into a powerbomb.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he tried to
one
do
for a powerbomb and he just slid down his back. Oh my god, that's the one of my favorite reversals.
It's my favorite GIF too because it's like it's so smooth. Like
they did it so fluently. It was amazing.
That's when you have like 2 people are.
And that's where I got behind the Cesaro train.
Oh man,
King of Swing, baby! And
can't wait till he comes back. It's unfortunate he's not gonna come back for WrestleMania also. But hey, heal up, come back stronger, man.
Give him a title shot.
Give him Cesaro versus AJ because I want that match.
That was your dream match, right?
That's a dream match. I want Cesaro versus AJ.
Very plausible.
We have Charlotte versus Brie. Apparently, this is Brie's last match. That's what I'm hearing rumors. Like, this will be her last match.
I mean, like I said, she's that kind of person where, and I feel bad saying this, and not to take away her effort or anything, but she's one of those people where she benefits most from Nikki and John Cena.
The thing is,
Nikki's out, and John Cena's out,
and
I'm sorry, did I say John Cena? I meant Daniel Bryan. Bryan's gone, Nikki's out, so she's really just floating there. But without either of those two attached to her hip, it's hard to kind of have people get behind her.
Because, for a wrestler, you have to have at least 1 or 2 things. It'll be great if you have both, but you have to have either you can be a great storyteller in your wrestling, or you're an amazing technical wrestler.
Yeah,
you have to have at least one of them. I don't think she has either one.
She doesn't have either.
And
2, the whole thing with them wanting to start a family and whatnot. It's kind of understandable that she would, probably
want to retire.
Yeah,
it's fine. That's why AJ Lee retired. She wanted a family with Punk, and
there you go. I mean, 2, you got to remember. I'm just looking through some of the latest rumors and updates and whatnot.
That's like the rumor. I think I heard that last week. Like after we were done our podcast last week, I heard like that might be Brie Bella's last match.
I like reading Bleacher Report, to be honest.
I think I read it through there, but there was a link to another site.
Yeah, I mean they do that too.
Yeah.
Well, some of the top ones, and I don't want to go off the script here.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the major ones that. Talking about how Corbin has kind of been like the odd man out as NXT's looking for a top contender, which I'm sure. Do we talk about NXT?
No, we can just sprinkle on. And you saw last night's.
Last night. First of all, are they ever going to have a definitive number 1 contender between Zayn and Joe?
Well, yeah, we know who the contender is, but I thought that's when they're gonna decide it. I didn't think it was gonna be another one.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm glad they didn't have like a full match. Because, the match I got, I was like, this is great. I wish it could keep going.
Now you have an opportunity for them
big
to face
match
again. Yeah. That was a 16-minute match. It was long.
I know.
It was a long match.
It was a good match, though.
The top story is, power rankings and NXT results. Why Daniel Bryan was so popular with the fans. The Corbin thing.
Yeah. Well, if she goes out, that's a good way to go out, though. You go out on a championship match.
Yeah.
Same way how Sting went out.
True. Well, I mean, he got injured.
Unfortunately, he got injured in order. But,
I think this is very important that Sunday they build the Becky Lynch and Sasha Banks getting in there. I mean, maybe Raw, but don't do when they did the Charlotte Becky. We expected them to have them duel for the title at Royal Rumble. They waited till 2 weeks before.
Yeah.
When the night after TLC, the Raw that I was at in Philly, they just had them in some throwaway Divas Tag Team match, and that was it. They didn't build anything. The night after a pay per view,
you start building.
You have to start building for the next one. You can't wait.
Look at these matches that are on the card for Fastlane, they were announced this week.
Yeah.
We got Owens versus Ziggler this week. We got AJ versus Jericho this week. We had the Wyatt family versus Kane, Ryback, and Big Show this week. Yeah, I can't. Yeah, I don't want to watch that match.
I'm so glad I shut off Raw.
That should have been on the pre-show.
Yeah, I shut off Raw after the Paige and Summer Rae match, only because I haven't seen Paige wrestle.
I think I shut it off before that match.
I was going to catch up on Walking Dead and Better Call Saul, and Paige came out, and I was like, I haven't seen Paige wrestle in a while. She's been out for a little bit, so I was like, I'll watch her. Of course, and then she loses. Just part of the Total Divas storyline, whatever.
Yeah, because I think the segment before was the Paul Heyman and Roman Reigns thing, right?
Yeah, I was going to shut it off before that, and then I saw Paul Heyman was going to talk, because, it's Paul Heyman, you gotta listen. And then after that, Paige is coming back. All right, well, I'll watch Paige. After that, I'm so glad I shut Raw off, because all I missed was, Zack Ryder and...
Ryder versus, what's his name?
The
Heath
Social
Slater.
Outcasts or something.
Heath Slater, and then Big Show versus...
Big Show and Braun Strowman, and oh my god.
I was I read up on that, because I turned it off, and I just wanted to go do other shit. And I was just reading
flipping out on WWE's Twitter. They're like, you do realize how many people just tuned out? Like, no one cares.
It also had the lowest ratings, even before people shut off. It still had low ratings. Look at the thing. Like, it's nothing's happening.
And
I mean, the only thing
there's a lot of missed opportunities too. There's a lot of...
should have ended Raw. That 5-man match.
Yeah,
that should have ended Raw.
They should have, and I feel like they always do that, where they want to throw the face into a tough stipulation contest. And it's always Stephanie McMahon handing it out, and it's always at the very start of the show after the 20-minute promo.
I'm just like, this is something you can end the night with.
Yeah, and end it strong.
But I don't know.
So many missed opportunities.
Also, for the Charlotte versus Brie match, I want Charlotte to win clean. Clean. I don't want Flair involved in anything. You can just stand there. I'm fine. You can stand there. Just don't do anything. Yeah, just do that. Just do that through the entire match.
Just slap the arms. Woo!
That's all you need to do. You don't need to involve in anything. If you have to interfere for Brie to lose, I'm like, why am I...
Yeah, I mean, Charlotte really need help to beat Brie Bella.
Yeah.
As mean as that sounds.
Owens versus Ziggler. I like those two wrestling each other, but I've seen it 50 times.
Yeah. They had wrestled on Raw, 4 weeks in a row?
They wrestled on SmackDown 3 weeks in a row.
Oh, my God.
I'm just like, I'm done. I love Owens to death, but I don't want to watch this match.
I can't tell, the fans want Ziggler, and booking just wants to bury him and forget about him.
That too, but I'm like... why couldn't it be Ziggler versus Kalisto? That's something we didn't see.
Yeah, that's a good mix of styles, but Kalisto's in the middle of the Del Rio thing.
I know.
I completely forgot that Del Rio came back, to be honest with you.
It's like Ziggler, switch Ziggler to face Kalisto, and I don't know.
Owens and Del Rio would probably be a little interesting. Two big guys.
Stiff kicks, too.
Yeah.
Just switching it would have been great.
The AJ and Jericho match, the first time they faced on Raw.
It was good.
Was good.
Now that it's pay-per-view, I wonder if they're going to give him a lot of time.
I would hope so. Too, I mean, they should know. No,
This is AJ's first pay-per-view match, too.
I'm sure they...
I know he was in a Royal Rumble, but first,
singles.
This is building up, we're building up for an AJ match in pay-per-view.
Which is good.
I mean, we know AJ's going to win. Jericho, the great thing about Jericho is he likes putting over the new talents.
Yeah.
But that's also the bad thing about Jericho is, when you know he's back, you're just here to put someone over.
But if he can go out there and still give a good match and put the guy over, then
because sometimes I see Jericho, I'm like, you're gonna lose.
you know you're gonna lose, right?
You're gonna he probably knows he's gonna lose. He's like, I want to lose. I want to put these guys over, and good for you. But that's why I like when Cena doesn't put over someone, because I'm like, it builds up when he does put someone over. Mm-hmm. When Owens won for the first time, that was a big surprise. When Bryan won,
yeah, but then they just buried him.
Yeah, but then when Bryan won, that put him over. When Punk won, I put him over. I'm like, it's just they shouldn't have Cena put people over as much as the fans want him to, because then it just devalues a loss.
Putting over.
Yeah.
I mean, they know that AJ, they spent all that money, or they really got him.
But they got their money back. I mean, his shirt sold fast. His theme sold fast, and he told fans the gloves, they're gonna go on the shop soon.
I want them.
Yeah, I wanted to. I'm like, I saw that tweet. I'm like, oh, so I'm buying gloves now.
Just to have them.
Yeah, just to have them. Hey, and when it gets cold too, I have gloves now.
Yeah, hopefully they give him enough time to.
I hope it's a 15, 20minute match.
Hopefully, yeah, at least 15 minutes.
At least 15. I hope it's a 15-minute match.
Good mix of styles.
Because you're gonna be building up for AJ's.
No pun intended.
Yeah. It's gonna be building up AJ to WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm. Which
I think it's gonna be Owens versus AJ. for the IC belt. And I think AJ wins the belt.
Oh, that'd be big. TNA's former top guy. Or have Samoa Joe.
I love Samoa Joe,
The
though.
two top TNA
Can you imagine that? Like, last year, if I told you, like, AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, and Austin Aries will be in WWE.
No. I thought they'd be like TNA till they were dead.
Like, that's what I'm just like, AJ Styles is there. Samoa Joe is there. Austin Aries is there. If James Storm stuck around, James Storm would have been on. Like, look at that.
Now he's back on TNA.
It's such a disappointment for me. Because I was waiting for his shirt to go on. Because so when's your shirt coming up? The minute it never came up, I'm like, okay, you're not going to stay for long. But,
Triple threat last.
Yeah, we'll talk about triple threat last. Sasha and Becky going against Bad. Sasha and Becky are going to win. But I want to know how they win. Like, is it going to be Becky doing the submission, or is it going to be Sasha doing the submission? Or are they both going to do the submission?
Ooh. I mean, can you do a disarmer in a bank statement? Yeah, I guess you could.
Huh.
Oh, with the 5-man match on Raw, the zigzag dirty deeds, that was pretty good. I like that. That was a really good match.
Well, like, this is basically just to build up Sasha and hopefully build up Becky also and make it a triple threat match.
Triple threat for WrestleMania. Hopefully, that's all we can hope for.
If that happens, that'll be the best Divas match at WrestleMania.
I can already tell you that the Wyatt family, King and Ryback, Big Show, that's my piss break. Not going to discuss that.
Yeah, because like they're trying to build up Braun Strowman to go against Taker in WrestleMania. I don't want that match.
No.
I don't want that match. I don't know what Vince sees in that. You know what Braun Strowman reminds me of?
He's a fat David Arquette.
No, he reminds me of the Roman Reigns of the Shield. Like, it's the one person you don't think is going to be the one on top.
Yeah.
Like, you see the other two, like these two are the main eventers, not this guy, and you're pushing Roman and Braun Strowman over the other two. Because Luke Harper's better. Bray Wyatt's better. Despite the booking, Bray Wyatt's better.
Oh, yeah, he is.
And same thing, like, Rollins and Ambrose are way better than Reigns.
Especially Rollins. I think Rollins was the best out of the three of them.
I like Ambrose a lot. I like his gimmick.
I like his character.
Like, he's
but
so good.
From a
like,
technical wrestling standpoint, Rollins.
Rollins is way much better.
Oh my god.
The freaking
Roman Reigns is like Goldberg. He's just there to spear people. That's it.
What's the move? Like when he power bombs you, or when he suplexes you off the top rope into a power bomb. That's like my favorite. When he first pulled that move, I'm like, oh god, Rollins is so good.
Technical wrestling is Rollins.
No, technical wrestling is Rollins. Yeah. Character is.
They just announced that like do people not get that Kane, Ryback, and Big Show are three people that no one just cares about anymore?
You got two of them who are like veterans. Yeah, that's good. But like booking has destroyed your character forever. You're never gonna be a
looking at that gives me a headache. It really does. Like
I don't know, like what they thought. Do they think we're gonna be behind the Faces team?
I mean, do they really expect us to think that the Wyatt family is going to lose this?
Do they really expect us to cheer Kane, Ryback, and Big Show?
No.
Like,
I'm sure they do. Like, oh, the fans want them. No, we
don't.
No.
I'd rather have, what's it called?
Throw that on the pre-show.
That's what I'm saying. Like, throw that on pre-show. Like,
I can't look at that. It gives me a headache.
And the last thing is a triple threat match, which we talked already. Roman's going to win.
Roman's going to win, but I'm still curious to see how good of a match it's going to be. Because the triple threat at Royal Rumble last year...
Oh, it's amazing. It
was awesome. And you knew that Brock was probably going to win it.
But you, like, still, like, you saw...
Still, it was a fantastic match. Match of the night.
It was a contender for match of the year. If it wasn't for
Bayley and Sasha in the summer,
it was contender for match of the year.
Yeah.
But, like...
It's going to be a pay-per-view.
I'm just hoping for 3.5 stars pay-per-view.
You might just get 3, bud. Sorry.
I'm just like, just that 1/2.
2.5 to 3.
I just want... Royal Rumble just screwed up everything. It put the expectations this high up. And now we just have to go all the way back down to here.
Well, that's how it goes, though, because it's like...
Should they get rid of the middle pay-per-view between Royal Rumble and WrestleMania?
I mean...
Because, like, what importance happens in that middle pay-per-view? Like, look at last year.
It's a throwaway pay-per-view.
Like, look at last year. What was the important... The only thing of importance last year was setting up John Cena versus Rusev and setting up Sting versus Triple H. That's it.
Well, they threw in the Reigns and Daniel Bryan.
But we knew Reigns was still going to win. You knew Daniel Bryan was going to be facing Lesnar.
I mean, to think maybe they should, instead of doing a WWE pay-per-view, take that month off. Just start between Royal Rumble and WrestleMania. Start a huge 2-month build-up.
It's not 2 months. It's 3 months. Because remember, it's February, March. It's always the first week of April.
For February? throw an. You see how successful NXT is? Put together another NXT takeover, and throw that in there.
Well, that's what they did last year. Yeah, they did do that last year. Rivals. It's the one where Owens beats Zayn for the belt by KO.
Okay, but do that again. That draws a lot of people.
It does, but like, you have to then, because this booking team, they don't know how to fucking book. They need to
That's
book.
why we're here.
They need to book 3 months of storyline from WrestleMania to Royal Rumble. I mean, not Royal Rumble to WrestleMania, other way around. They need to book 3 months of storyline. They can barely book a month
Yeah.
of storyline. Because look at this,
I feel like
it's
if
a
you
month.
have more time though, that gives you more room to kind of experiment.
Well, that's what
with
like
some stuff.
you see with NXT. Like their specials are literally like 3 months, 4 months apart.
Yeah, and by the time
Like right now, it's 5 months
by the time
apart.
the pay-per-views and the specials come around, you're so emotionally invested in the NXT storylines that like I have to watch it.
Like-
you know what I mean? Like why would I want to watch Wyatt Family and Kane, Ryback, and Big Show if you just do it together 3 minutes ago?
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
I don't care. But like NXT last night, the 8-man tag match. When I saw Gable going against Dawson, and I saw like the technical wrestling of them just like rolling around the ring trying to reverse each other, I was like, I can't wait for that match.
we'll
that
get
match
to
looks
that when we
amazing.
talk about the tag teams because we got that on our agenda.
But like I saw that, I was like,
But
I,
you're gonna
I had
get-
flashes of Benoit versus Angle at WrestleMania 17. I have flashes. I'm like, if this is how you guys are gonna start off your match as a tag team match, holy shit! I can't wait for you guys to have your tag match.
We'll get to that because I have a couple comments.
Like I
about
think they,
the tag
I want to
teams.
throw away that pay per view, but then you have to remember there's 3.5 months in between Rumble and Mania. There has to be
It's
a
2.5.
break.
It's end of January, and I mean WrestleMania is either late March, early April. So
It's early April. Usually
this
it's
year,
early. Yeah.
this year, but sometimes it's late
yeah.
March. So really, you got like
2
month
months.
and a half,
yeah.
I seriously don't. I doubt these guys booking wise. Oh, also booking wise, where the hell has Triple H been?
yeah, right. He's like another Brock Lesnar. He takes the title and he
It's
hides
worse
for a
though,
couple
like
months.
because at least like you have Paul Heyman there reminding you about Brock Lesnar.
But the
I
thing
haven't heard anything about Triple. There was no Triple H talk unless they're talking about you win, you face Triple H. That's it. Brock, at least with Paul Heyman, he was there to remind you, yeah, you might win, but you won't beat my champ.
What I hate with Triple H is that because he's so widely known as like the head of NXT now, and he's a face in NXT.
He's a heel.
So, like, you know what I mean?
I wish he was every week in NXT with that belt. Like this shows like, yeah, I'm taking my belt to NXT. I'll just chill here. It would have been better because I would like,
It's
yeah.
just, I don't know. I don't like the whole like okay.
I don't like the. I didn't
everyone knows that he's a business guy and he's running stuff. So it's like he's sitting at the office with the belt on his desk.
Want to know why I don't want Triple H versus Roman Reigns? Also, you need
Drawn
the
out.
not just drawn out, but like you need the person facing Triple H to carry the match. I don't think Roman hasn't carried any match. He's been carried to a match. He hasn't carried a match.
Cesaro during that
Carried him
tournament
to the.
leading him up to Survivor Series. I mean, that's
Roman
why
Reigns.
he got injured because he carried Roman the entire match,
That is Roman's best match.
and he got carried through it.
Yeah, that is Roman's
I'd
best match.
I'd rather see Triple H and Brock Lesnar, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I'd rather see that
I'd
because
rather
Brock
s-
can carry it and Ambrose can carry it also storyline wise, and it still makes
Reigns is
storyline
just-
wise. It's the crazy guy trying to take down the
Until-
establishment.
If you have Reigns in the main event of WrestleMania again,
I want that.
yeah, it's just oh my God, I don't know.
Literally, like I don't know, like WrestleMania is looking meh every single booking decision they're doing. They want we'll get to it later.
Which is real depressing because
It's WrestleMania.
it's WrestleMania. This is usually the time of year once we get up to the pay per view before you start. Like I'm thinking about the friggin' weekend we're gonna have, dude.
Yeah.
I mean like.
But like last year's WrestleMania, it was a meh build up, but when you look at the card, you're like, but it could be good because look at that card. This card, I'm looking at it, I'm just like, I don't think there's a match. Like maybe the only
Tuesday night, I think Tuesday night, I went back and I watched both WrestleManias 30 and 31.
Yeah.
Those were two good, really WrestleManias, especially 30. Oh my god.
30 was great.
Oh my god.
30
like-
still holds up.
and that was a good build up to 30. 31 was good. It had
It didn't have a good build up.
yeah, it had decent build up, but they capitalized on it because they actually gave people time.
We had Rollins versus Orton in that great RKO. We had Daniel Bryan winning the IC belt with
IC belt.
Ambrose taking that power bomb like a boss through that ladder.
Those some of my favorite moments. And then
Sting versus Triple H is
to
still-
end it.
with Rollins holding the belt up.
Oh my god.
Actually, My favorite shot is not him holding the belt; it's him swinging the belt around. I was like, that's my favorite thing when he does.
Ultimate Warrior.
Like, he swings the belt around. I'm like, oh.
Well, remember too in the main event where when Reigns pushed Lesnar into the ring post, he really hit his head because like he nailed it and was like this, and then blood just starts pouring out of his head, and it was like, oh no, man, he bladed or something. Where does he blade?
He's Brock Lesnar, man. He has paper thin, man. He can force himself to blade.
Oh my God, he's the Bayonne bleeder. Chuck Wepner.
Oh my God, but like it had a mad build up, but we can count on the matches being good because we had Sting versus Triple H, and we knew it would be like the best storyline match. Because when I first watched it,
like the DX NWO thing
I kind
on
of
the
dig.
outside.
It was cheesy as hell.
It was, but
it's
like
cheesy as hell. But I'm like,
don't tell the younger fans that. Oh, by the way, NWO hated Sting.
I'm like, why is the NWO helping out Sting? The whole point of
if
Sting.
you never watched WCW back in the 90s, you wouldn't understand. You would have just been like, oh yeah, they're from WCW.
That still doesn't make sense. You didn't even have to watch WCW because they had the Monday Night Wars specials going on right there.
If you didn't watch those, that's for like.
But they kept pushing that though, so I'm like,
they hated Sting, dude, and
like,
they just want you to think,
like,
oh,
if
NWO
it was
was
the
in WCW
coming down,
yeah,
that'd make more sense. But that means Sting had to have red face paint.
Yeah.
So,
but like if they were just like, oh well, they want fans to think, oh well, NWO was in WCW and so was Sting, so oh, they're coming to help. No, they freaking hated him.
They should have jumped him.
Oh my God, yeah, had DX and NWO beat the crap out of Sting, I would have been fine with that.
This makes sense, kayfabe wise.
Yeah, oh my God, yeah. God.
But like everything had a good build up. Not a good build up. Everything like delivered on a shit build
after
up.
Sunday, they got 4 weeks.
I better see
weeks.
Triple H every week on Raw. I better see Triple H every week on Raw. It better not be the last week before.
And if Undertaker's going to be at WrestleMania, I better start seeing Undertaker on Raw. Or at least start okay. the hinting.
We'll get to that part.
We'll get to that.
Okay, also, so let's move on to the next one. Global Cruiserweight Series in July 13th. That's a Wednesday. So I don't know if NXT is going to take a break that Wednesday or it's going to like try to do back-to-back, which that would be the greatest Wednesday ever. Yeah, NXT.
I love Wednesdays now.
Oh, yeah.
But,
oh, my God. I love
Well, I mean, I hate work, but I love when I get home from work and I can watch NXT. So if I can get home from work and watch NXT and the Cruiserweight Series, oh, my God.
Okay, Triple H is... Obviously, it's Triple H spearheading this. No surprise there.
And we're talking about, CEO Triple H, not WWE Champion Triple H.
But, like...
Get that clear.
Like, it's going to have every Cruiserweight from Raw, SmackDown, and NXT.
Well, Raw, SmackDown.
Yeah, that's what it says on the article.
Well, they
on the press release it says Raw and SmackDown.
There's no brands.
I know, but the press release,
okay, well,
they want to assume their
PR
brand.
Person is, I'll fire him and I'll take over for them.
But
I do have experience in public relations.
I'm like, obviously AJ Styles is going to be involved in that. Finn Balor's going to be involved in that.
Oh my God, give me AJ and Finn right now.
Neville's going to be involved in that because like I want to see Neville versus AJ Styles now.
I feel bad for Neville, dude. He's back in mid-card.
I'm telling you right now, man. Is there a way to demote someone? Can you I know people want to get called up.
Yeah,
Can you
getting called up.
Can you get called down? Can that be a thing now?
Yeah, technically it's called being sent down, but in this case, being called up is a friggin' demotion.
Yeah, because they don't do anything with you have Neville and Breeze right there, 2 people who tore it down on NXT.
And Breeze hasn't won since his debut. He's jobbed.
That is so depressing. Breeze should have won that IC belt.
I really thought.
I love. I'm a huge Kevin Owens fan.
So am I.
But I did not.
But I think Breeze would have benefited the most from winning the IC belt.
Yeah.
Because then you can get behind that and start building them. But
he can be the Rick Rude of our generation right now because he's basically Rick Rude.
Oh yeah, a little bit.
The whole
what is it? Piss ants.
Yeah, I think he just say
piss ants. Yeah, all you piss ants, watch me take my robe off. Oh
he's basically He's basically Rick Rude combined Rick Rude, yep. With what's his name? Martel.
Rick Martel.
Rick Martel also. He's basically both of them combined.
Good. Good.
So
he does a good job with it.
You could have got behind that arrogant gimmick because I like that arrogant. I like arrogant wrestlers because it's who you should be when you're wrestling. You should be arrogant.
It depends on what your background is. If you're just arrogant for no reason, okay, fine. But
Owens
he's
is arrogant.
I'm a model from God knows where.
Yeah, he's I'm perfection. I'm yeah, you should be arrogant if you believe that.
Yeah.
And Owens is arrogant.
It's always good to have a little narcissist in there. So
yeah. But you're gonna have I'm guessing Ziggler will probably be there. Would you consider him a cruiserweight?
I know Kalisto would be in it.
Yeah, Kalisto will be in it. And I think Enzo Amore will be in it.
Sami Zayn?
Yeah, I can count Zayn in there. Austin Aries can be in it too.
You got really excited. Ooh.
I'm trying to think. I'm putting it with not the mentality of the cruiserweight title. I'm putting it in the mentality of the X Division title.
Okay.
Because like X Division was their cruiserweights without calling them cruiserweights. Because Samoa Joe won the X Division title.
Well, Samoa Joe's not going to be in this.
No, he's not going to be because this is obviously called cruiserweight.
Cruz.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, he's. When I hear cruiserweight, I don't think of like size. I think of agile. Just fast, agile people, and these are all fast, technical wrestlers.
So you're telling me John Cena is going to win this, then, right?
If John Cena shows up, I will unsubscribe from the network. I'm not even joking.
I don't know, but like like they call it like Global Cruiserweight. I wonder if they can get like one-offs from like Ring of Honor stars and New Japan.
Yeah,
because Triple H loves the indie
one-day contract. Yeah, and I'm glad that the guy who's spearheading the largest wrestling corporation in the world, and how Vince McMahon, his old school, no, we got to keep everything. No, we're the only thing that exists, and he thinks that we just go out and just pick people from out of nowhere. These people come up through indie promotions, very talented indie promotions.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that Triple H recognizes that, and that's why
Triple H must be a huge indie fan because he
is.
Immediately just goes to the all. Now I remember who can also be in La Sombra from Triple A.
Mm-hmm.
He's already signed. But he's probably going to be in there too.
I heard about that. I heard them signing him. I think where else? I mean, that's why he's going out and he's going internationally, in independent promotions internationally.
I love that he goes to New Japan and like constantly he's like saying like I want some
India. That's where he got a Love Preet Singh.
Mexico. He goes out for those.
He goes, dude. I mean,
he goes to those.
I mean, Becky Lynch and Finn Balor went to. I don't know. I mean, he was in Japan and whatnot, but you're picking Irish talent and British talent.
I love NXT because it's so like there's so many different diverse wrestlers there. Like you see, like you said, Indian wrestlers. You see Mexican wrestlers.
Depending on where they
Japan
come from,
wrestling.
they have different styles.
I bet
of wrestling.
you Itami is gonna come back.
Itami.
I bet he's gonna come back for that. The table.
I'll talk to you
next year we should try to go to MagFest because Matthew from Botchamania is usually there holding a No Mercy tournament, like the Nintendo 64 No Mercy game. He holds a tournament for that.
I'm in. Let's go.
I want to just go there. I'm like, yo, man.
New York?
Washington D.C.
Oh.
But like, I just want like it's every like around this time of year, every year. I just want to go there, just like meet him, like
Botchamania.
Thanks for showing me all these botches. Thank you for showing me botches. I didn't know were botches.
Yeah, I mean, oh man, they get footage from everywhere, man.
I know. A lot of tables not being broken.
But yeah, that Cruiserweight Series, that's going to be one of the highlights of my summer. That's right in time for SummerSlam too. So,
what if that if it's like every week? What if that leads up to like NXT Brooklyn and it caps off?
I don't care how much tickets are. We're going. We're going.
Oh my god.
Have the final for it at NXT.
But okay, talking about like other promotions. I guess Wade Barrett might be going to other promotions in the summer.
Good for him.
You know what? This is a promotion.
Mid-card hell for.
This is a promotion for him to leave.
Why? I mean, if you're him, why would you want to resign?
It's the same thing. You know what? That's what made me question Ziggler because Ziggler went through the same thing last year. He was threatening he wasn't re-signing again unless Creative actually did something with them. I don't know why he re-signed though, because they didn't do anything with them. Like, imagine if Ziggler went to New Japan.
You get over his hell there.
Like, I hope when Wade Barrett he doesn't sign.
Japan's not Cleveland. That's the problem.
Like, I hope like when Wade Barrett doesn't resign, I want him to go either one or two places. I want him to go to New Japan or I want him to go to Ring of Honor.
Yeah. I was thinking, I don't know, for some reason I kept thinking Lucha Underground, but he probably wouldn't fit in. He's a bare knuckle guy.
What are you talking about? Johnny Morrison's there? I know he's like flipping like, dude, Wade Barrett can probably work there. Just probably give him like the old, like, his old gimmick where he's just like a bare knuckle person. Just knock people out backstage.
Yeah.
No, he can probably work there too.
Yeah. All right. Good. All right. So I'm not being shamed.
No, he can probably work there actually. It'll probably be more diverse too. He'll add like just a brawler into it because it's all like lucha.
Which, like I'm saying, you get different styles of people from around the world. The brawler thing just works with them.
Yeah.
And I liked them.
I loved when he fought Sheamus because it was just two stiff persons just punching each other.
But I can tell you the point that killed Wade Barrett is when they took away his Bad News Barrett gimmick because he was a heel, but people loved the gimmick. And, well, people aren't supposed to cheer for you if you're a bad guy, so they stripped it away from him. That right there is what killed him.
No, what killed it for him was winning King of the Ring. that kill. I'm like, you're gonna go.
What I'm saying, no, that taking away the bad news bear thing was the snowball. The King Bear
went from
thing
a
was
snowball
was
to
the
a-
avalanche.
the avalanche right there.
Like,
But I'm just
my
like,
God, no one cares.
he's good though. Like that's the thing. Like he's good when he's booked right. He's good.
And that's another case of wasted talent.
Like I hope if Barrett doesn't resign, I hope this shows Vince like, you know, there are other promotions and they're getting popular now.
Yeah, Vince just thinks that WWE is it.
But like I remember, I forget.
But
I think
look at what has made NXT so popular is signing all the top stars from independent promotions, bringing them together. It's like a friggin' all-star team. That's what NXT is, and that's why NXT is blowing WWE out of the
I'm
water.
trying to remember who. I think it was AJ Styles who said this. Like even though like I think he said like I could have just stayed in New Japan, but every wrestler still dreams of going to WWE just to have that WrestleMania moment.
Mm-hmm.
It's still like the top dream.
Yeah, I mean nothing's bigger than WrestleMania. I think we can admit.
But like I'm just like I hope like if Barrett doesn't resign, I hope it leads to like maybe 2 more other people not resigning. Like I hope Ziggler doesn't resign. Like imagine if Ziggler and Barrett go to New Japan and they become big.
Then they'll look like, oh hey, well then that makes Vince McMahon look stupid because you just let 2 big guys get away.
Yeah.
So, but then again, what does that also say to people who want to come to WWE? Like, I'm also taking this chance where.
But it also gives you the best pay out of everything. Because that's why AJ chose WWE over TNA. Not just because of the booking thing. It's because
for the money. For
the money, he wants to secure fund for his family.
I mean, you can't blame him.
Yeah. So I'm just
I mean, finance is out of it.
Like if finance wasn't an issue, the only thing I probably want is they would probably want to stay in NXT because Austin Aries, his contract is like he's only exclusive to NXT. He's not going to the main roster. I think it says.
I haven't read up on that, but
I read like they're not calling him Balor and they're keeping Austin Aries in there. I'm just like it sounds like you're just pushing through as a real brand that doesn't need to get called up.
Every week I watch NXT and it's just like I don't feel like I'm watching a WWE event.
It doesn't feel like you're watching developmental too, because that's what NXT is supposed to be. It's supposed to be developmental.
It's not. It's
there's still aspects where you go like, this is developmental. This is you working on your promos.
If anything, it's role reversal, dude. Main roster's developmental because, I mean, NXT. Like I said, I watch it every week, and I just get this vibe where this 54 minutes of programming.
There's more wrestling.
There's more wrestling than there is in the 3 hours on Raw.
They need to cut that hour off.
They do. And the other thing, too, is I really think that NXT now, like, I forget that I'm watching it on the WWE Network. I don't feel like I'm watching a WWE event. I'm watching an NXT event. Mm-hmm. And it is just completely its own... It's its own thing. It's its own entity, and
because like there are moments like, well, what's her name when she did her promo last night before she fought Asuka?
I
forget her name, but like
Deonna Purrazzo.
Like her promo was like, I was like, but that's why you're there. You're there to learn.
To build, yeah,
to learn.
All right, good. I'm not the only one that thought that. I'm like, this promo's a little.
No. I was like, listen. I was like, it's basic.
So was Dana Brooks.
Yeah, but I'm like, then I think about like, well, you're there to learn. That's why you're there to still like evolve your skills. So like it's fine.
I mean, as you know, we view a lot of the matches in NXT as like perfection. But there are some times where they screw up.
Yeah.
But you also give them the benefit of the doubt. Well, that's why you're in developmental.
You're there
but the
to
fact
learn.
that even though they're learning, they're still putting on better matches than the main roster. Like last night with that 8-man tag match.
So good.
When after they hit Jason Jordan and Chad Gable hit their finisher, and Gable got
Cass. What are you talking about?
No, where they
Jordan and Gable hit their finisher,
and he had I think it was Scott Dawson in the pin, and Dash Wilder came in and broke it up. But then when they showed the replay,
you see Jordan.
Yeah, Jordan was looking at him and he went right by, and then last second
you tried to stop him and he actually rolled underneath him. I saw the replay, like he literally rolled underneath Jordan trying to stop him.
Oh,
so it actually made. I was going like, no, you screwed up, and then I watched it going like, oh no,
okay,
you actually made sense.
I watched it the first time, it looked like you screwed up, and I'm like, okay, but it's developmental.
Yeah.
So,
but I'm just like, I think like the thing that not ruined NXT, but just put it like on a different bar is like when they start signing Owens, Balor, Kenta. When they start signing all them, I'm like, this isn't developmental because you're signing the big names now.
It's an independent all-star team.
Yeah,
is what it is.
But then like when you get people who are trying to start from the beginning, like they're actually starting at NXT, never been to an indie promotion. you just started realizing that's when you see the bar. Like, they're
up.
not Owens, but you're starting right there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not fair for them because, like...
Yeah, if you're not a big independent name, then you kind of...
Like, we expect a lot from you, even though you're just starting. But, like, that's why, like, it's still good,
like
though.
Deonna Purrazzo.
Like, her promo wasn't that good. But I'm like...
It wasn't. And, I mean, she had decent wrestling ability.
It was actually a pretty good match.
Pretty good match. But, like, if you're Deonna Purrazzo, who's starting off from the bottom, and you're facing Asuka, who's the top female star in New Japan.
Is so good. When she did that, the cross legs on her gut to go into a... I'm like, oh, my God, this is so good. I can't wait for her match with Bayley. That match is going to be amazing.
And that's the other thing, too, is with Asuka, and the other thing I love about her character is she doesn't say anything. All of her
Guess
actions
what? Because they realize, like...
from looks...
They realize, like, she can't cut a promo.
Mm-hmm.
So let's not give her a promo. That's not... It's what I wanted them to do with Roman Reigns. Like, the guy can't cut a promo, so don't give him promos. Do the Goldberg thing, where he didn't cut promos at all.
Speak words.
Yeah.
But, like, not last night, but last week, after the the Women's Championship match, and which was actually a pretty good match with Bayley and
right?
Carmella, at the very end, Asuka comes in, makes a save, and then it was just stares at Bayley, smiles, and taps the belt and walks away. If they did that on main roster, it's like, oh, okay, fine, well, whatever. But just with Asuka, it works because she has the look.
It's her character too.
It's her character. She has the character of when people are chanting Asuka's gonna kill you. That's another thing that adds on to it, and it's just the look. The look in her face, in her eyes, it's like, I'm coming for you, and you, like, bitch, I'm coming for you.
I can't wait for that match, for the chance, like, Bayley's gonna hug you, and Asuka's gonna kill you. Oh my God, those chants are gonna hug you. Those, like, chants clashing.
I'm seriously considering, I think they had, like, a clearance sale on shirts, and it was like, can I get a hug shirt? It was on clearance.
That was one of them. Damn it. But, like, I'm just, like, looking at that,
Would you judge me?
No, I probably would have got that shirt, too.
I'll just start hugging people.
But, like, oh, yeah, so, like, I hope Barrett doesn't resign. Not that I hate the guy. I like Wade Barrett. I think
he deserves better.
Yeah,
that's simply
like
as
the
a wrestling
thing.
Fan, he's a good wrestler.
Solomon Crow, like he politely asked for his release from NXT, and Triple H actually went up to him like that. Took a lot of balls to ask to get cut out from, like, when NXT just keeps going up and up and up.
He was just jobbing.
I know, like, really, he told him, like, that's a lot of balls. So, like, if there's ever an open spot, you're more than welcome to come back.
And that's like with anything, like just workplace in general. If you ever have to leave, do it with pride and dignity, because that always gives you something else to fall back on.
I know, but, like, I'm glad he realized, like, I'm not fitting with NXT right now. Let me build my stock up first and then come back. I'm glad he can realize that, and I'm glad he's saying, like, let me go. Yeah, a lot of people think, like, no, I'm good.
I'm the best. You know what I mean?
I'm glad he can realize that and come. Cause I like Solomon Crow. I like the gimmick look.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going, okay, cool. Work on your gimmick
like
more. Come back.
Reject.
Yeah, with the hair and all that. Yeah. So I'm just like, work on your gimmick and come back better. Because that's the only thing we want from you is to get better.
An open door back in NXT,
I know. I'm glad, like, he can just come back in if he wants to.
Good.
Okay, this is the big thing we're going to be talking about. Where are the tag teams? You want to know what I didn't write down about the Fastlane card? New Day are going to be there, but it's not for a match. It's just to do a talk show with Edge and Christian. And that's not on the pre-show. That's going to be on the pay-per-view. Yeah, I want you to think about that. After building up Dudley Boys as a heel team, they're not going to be there.
Anyway. But
I mean, like, these are the tag teams that we have right now. Usos, New Day, Dudley Boys. Can't count the Ascension because there are no threats.
They're dead.
And Lucha, like, Kalisto's going off to be a singles wrestler.
So they're really not
really a tag team.
When they're together, they're the Lucha Dragons.
I guess you can count the Y family when you have Harper and Rowan.
They don't really participate tag team wise enough to really be considered a tag team. I mean, we're talking about, like, solid core tag teams.
Like, let's look at NXT. They have Blake and Murphy. Regardless of what you think of how stupid they look, it's
at least how they look. They're a team.
They're a team. Yeah.
Blake and Murphy, American Alpha, Endzone Cass, Dash and Dawson,
Vaudevillains,
the Vaudevillains,
Hype Bros. Like, regardless of how you feel of any of these, look, there's 6 tag teams right there.
That's
and each
double than what the main roster
has. And each one's vying for the tag team belt. They're not doing stupid stuff. They're vying for those belts.
That
actually,
8-man tag
you can
match? Say
7 when Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa won a tag team together. Because I count them as a tag team now. Regardless of them doing great singles, together they're probably an amazing tag team.
Yeah.
So like that's 7 tag teams.
That's more than double what WWE has.
And each one is believable in winning their matches. We believe each one can win a match.
Yeah, exactly. And they believe that each one's a legit contender.
We don't like Blake and Murphy that much, but sometimes we can believe they can win a tag team
They're
match.
a strong team, and the thing is that
they don't have a character.
Each on the main roster in NXT, there's divisions and whatnot, but usually it's like, oh well, they just look at the top couple in each division. Oh, there's the only ones that are going to contend. That entire division,
anyone can be in a match.
Anyone can be in,
and each one of them can put on a great match too. That's like the sad thing is like. I texted you last night when you were watching NXT. Like, it's sad that not for NXT, but it's sad the WWE division, their tag team, their women's division can't compete with the championship belt, like the WWE belt.
But that's because they don't give them the opportunity.
But NXT, the women's title, the NXT title, and the tag team titles are seen as equals. Mm-hmm. No, not one of them is seen because
they're looked underneath. At it as legitimate. Like in WWE, they look at the IC belt, the US title, women's title, and tag titles as
one
props.
Of them. Yeah, one of them
and
can
then
be
the
up.
WWE
the other one can be
title
down.
is a legitimate championship, whereas they consider all 3 belts in NXT as championships, and that's the goal. Like
each one is viable, and each one can main event a show and a pay-per-view if they want to. Mm-hmm. You already had the NXT belt always main eventing the pay-per-view. Mm-hmm. You had Sasha and Bayley doing the Iron Man match. It's the first time ever main eventing a pay-per-view.
Iron Woman match.
I can't wait.
And the first ever Iron Man match with 2 women.
I know. It was such a good match too. It proves that Sasha's the best heel too in that match.
Yep.
She is the best. I know.
But you wanted her to put that little girl on a bank statement. I'm like, she's 7, dude. Like, Jesus.
Kenny Omega got to wrestle a little girl in Japan and put on a great match. You saw the match?
Yes, I did.
That little girl, when she grows up, and she's gonna be an amazing wrestler.
They'll sign her and put her in NXT.
Oh my god!
But she's ready now.
But like the Usos, there's also I think Botchamania had this picture. It's you ever see Moneyball, the Brad Pitt movie?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Remember they Botchamania did here's New Day.
Yeah.
Then you got 50 feet of crap.
Then there's the Usos.
Then there's the Usos, and then there's your tag division. And I'm just like,
it's true.
It's true. It's a meme, but it's true because there's no tag team that I think can unseat.
And I hate when at every pay-per-view when they throw together some scrappy tag title match, the prestigious tag team titles. They're not really treating it like it's very prestigious.
Also, can you get new tag team belts, please? They look ugly as hell.
Yeah, they do.
They're bronze.
Bring back the world tag team title belts.
Look good.
Or the ones from the 90s, really know.
Yeah, but I'm just I think we need Enzo and Cass to get called up.
You need someone to get called up.
And you need to sign the Bullet Club members right now. We need tag teams.
Because here's the thing. Last night on NXT, that 8-man tag match, those were 4
tag
teams who all worked well, not only in their own right, but they all worked well together. Like you said, Cass and Jordan.
Is it weird that these 2 look like they could have been a tag team? Cass and Jordan?
Yeah, the 2 big guys.
It's weird. When I saw them each trying to show off, and I'm like, you guys look like you could have been a tag team.
Yeah.
It just weirded me out.
I still actually like Dash and Dawson because, like we said, they remind me of that classic 80s
old
tag
school
team.
classics, man. So when I saw Dawson versus Gable, I was like, yo, man, when those 2 meet up in a tag team match, it's gonna be probably the best opening minute when those 2 are in the ring. I hope they start selling those Dash and Dawson jackets. I'll buy one.
Yeah, they're straight out of World Class Championship.
They look like Arn Anderson. They look like the Brain Busters, and I'm just good. Old school wrestling.
Look right out of a friggin' Von Erich promotion, man.
I know. They're so good. But I'm just the main roster needs tag team.
And that was the opening match.
That's the opening.
That was the opening match. It was one of them, and it was one of the matches of the night. I mean, every match in there.
There was 3 matches.
Yeah,
and each one was good.
Because remember, it's only an hour of programming, but those 3 matches are better than the 3 hours of Raw.
I mean, we had a tag team match, we had Divas match, and then we had the main event match. Mm-hmm. Each one was good. Each one you could have switched each one, and still would have been the ending match would have been great.
And that's it. And
because
Asuka's building just a regular weekly Wednesday night episode of NXT.
Yeah.
But this is weekly. I didn't bang on the table. This is weekly. Weekly, they're knocking it out of the park. Whereas I gotta wait once every God knows how many months to get a decent episode of WWE. Oh my god. Yeah, once in a blue moon you get a good Raw. And that's usually because it's something out of the ordinary. Like Daniel Bryan's retirement thing, was good. That kept me interested. Or when the Dudley Boys came back last summer, that was a good Raw.
It's also like the only good Raws happen after Royal Rumble.
After the major pay-per-views.
Yeah, the major 4 pay-per-views. Not Survivor Series as much, but usually like the Raw after TLC was great because Roman Reigns won the belt.
Yeah.
The Raw after Royal Rumble, we have AJ Styles.
The
Now, so
Raw
we
after
knew-
Mania.
The Raw after Mania and the Raw after SummerSlam are probably the best Raws.
Yeah.
Like,
Raw after Mania. I love Raw after Mania.
can't wait for this year's Raw after Mania. If we're really okay, now it really does depend. If Samoa Joe wins the belt, that means Samoa Joe ain't getting called up. It's like literally that main event of
praying.
NXT. Whoever loses gets called up. Can you think of that logic? The loser gets called up. Oh man, I'm sorry.
Yeah, because you lost. Oh, sorry you lost. You're going to the main roster.
But like we're supposed to go Samoa Joe, Bailey, and Zayn. No tag teams. We need a tag team getting called up. Enzo, Amore, and Cass.
Enzo and Cass, man. We can
I
sit here
love
all
these
day
guys
and talk
too.
about how we want Enzo and Xavier Woods to go at it
These
on the mic.
two need to go up there, man. Like you mentioned, like the new arena. Freaking that new arena shows how much people love Enzo's opening statement. The entire crowd are saying it along with him.
I say it. I do it every week, dude. I'm sitting there watching TV.
He has
and
so much energy when he says it, though.
Reciting it. My mom's like, "Who are you talking to?" And I'm like, "Mom, you're soft." Like,
But I'm just like, they're so good.
they are.
I mean, like Enzo isn't the best wrestler, but he's the best mic
Oh,
person
yeah.
ever. Like he is second to Xavier Woods right now, and like the only way he can get better than Xavier Woods is if you put him against Xavier Woods to see which one the crowd gravitates more the most.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know which one the crowd
Rap
gravitates.
battle.
Oh my god!
Rap battle.
But like, there's no tag teams. They need to revamp because right now the Divas division, well, like not built up right. It has.
Can we stop calling it Divas division?
I want
the women's division, please.
When Bailey
women.
wins that belt, I hope she does exactly what she said in one interview. Says, "I want to get rid of that belt and bring back the women's championship." I'm like, good for you, Bailey.
I hate calling them divas.
It's so stupid. It's a tie-in with a stupid show.
They're women. They're women. Treat them like women.
That's
It's
why
like
NXT
in
has the
TNA,
women's.
the knockouts division.
That's why NXT has the women's championship.
Yep.
But okay, so I guess we're gonna go with our final point, and this is probably not gonna be delving in too much because I think we only have really 2 contenders for this.
Speculation.
Because like Undertaker is gonna wrestle WrestleMania.
Okay. And here's the thing. When Undertaker, and I better start seeing this starting Monday.
Yeah.
Because now you have after Sunday, now you got 4 or 5 weeks to build up for WrestleMania. Whoever the hell he's facing, do the little vignettes, do the little mind games that the Undertaker usually plays, because that usually helps me personally emotionally connect to Undertaker coming back at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
What would you do if, because they are in Texas this year for WrestleMania, and he's from Texas, if he comes back as like the American Badass?
I don't know.
He comes back on the motorcycle.
I think I remember I was like freaking. Remember in Survivor Series when they had the big giant casket and they were showing all the Undertaker images? I was going like, wow, like all the Taker. And then when American Badass, I'm like, they actually put that in the casket.
I'm like,
what?
that wasn't. Oh my god, no comment. I'm so.
I started dying.
Eventually, like, okay, we're gonna bury you alive, and then you're gonna come back at WrestleMania 20 as the dead man again. He was probably like, thank God.
I'm just like, who thought that was gonna be a good gimmick?
How do you go from a dead man to a motorcycle guy?
I asked my friend. I asked her, "Can you kayfabe explain to me how you went from like dead to alive?" And she came up with an explanation. It's the stupidest explanation ever. And I pitched it to like OSW Review, the podcast I listened to, and they're like, "That's the most ludicrous explanation ever." But I give you an A for effort. It was like, what happens if Undertaker did enough good deeds and got a second chance at life?
I mean, yeah, and then he probably did bad things as a biker and went
and then
back.
he died.
And then he died and became the dead man
she
again.
pitched that to me. I'm like, as
It's
stupid
plausible.
as it sounds,
It's
it makes
true.
sense in kayfabe wise, so I'll give you that. And I picture them, and they're like, we'll give you an A for effort. I'm like, good enough. But like, okay, Undertaker will be wrestling WrestleMania. Right now, the top contender is Braun Strowman, because that's why they're building him up right now.
I'm just shaking my head no right now.
Apparently, they're on and off with it because they keep hearing fans say, "Why the hell is this match happening? We don't want it."
I don't want Braun Strowman touching the Undertaker anyway. He's gonna rip
He's
his
so
arm
freaking
off.
green.
It's like when Ryback went after AJ Styles in the Royal Rumble, and they're
Oh,
like, "No, Ryback!"
I kept yelling that too. I was like,
no,
no.
but I went on like Twitter that night, and that's all people were saying. We're like, "No, Ryback, no, stay away from him."
I was like, stay away from AJ Styles. He's done nothing wrong right now.
He did nothing to you.
Get away from him.
Oh
there should be a restraining order.
I would like to see John Cena make a
that's the second one.
tremendous recovery.
Apparently, he's hitting the gym right now. Man, this guy
If
has.
he's on Twitter right now, he's probably clanging and banging like an SOB.
Man, this guy must be the real life Wolverine. He must have Wolverine blood in him because this guy heals way too fast.
6 to 8 months, I'll be back in 2. Like, what? Whoa. It's
Whoa,
John.
man. This is a doctor telling you 6 to 8 months. This isn't a suggestion. This isn't a suggestion. This is medical advice. Like, nah, I'll be done in 2 months. Because, like, remember the build-up for WrestleMania 24? Remember, like...
This was 5 days ago, and he's doing a squat 140 kilograms.
The guy's a freak.
And he tore his rotator cuff.
I know.
Like,
the guy's a freak.
Like, I can barely do one of those. Like...
I'm telling you, like, this man is a freak of nature.
Like, he's doing 8 to 9 hours of therapy a day.
Mm-hmm.
A couple days ago, he posted saying still a long way to go, but it's getting better. I mean,
I don't know. Like, if Raw ends with Cena making his surprise return, and then I hear a gong go off, I'm like, okay, I'm good for WrestleMania.
I'll mark out.
I'll be like, I'm good for this match.
This is the greatest build-up ever already.
I'm like, I'm good for this match. You saved WrestleMania for me. It's sad that like a part-timer and John Cena is what's saving WrestleMania for me. But that just devalues your entire
You
roster.
gotta
For
remember
me.
that part-timer is one of the greatest superstars of all time. So
I don't know. I put Shawn Michaels a little bit over him, and I put Kurt Angle over him too.
Undertaker?
Yeah, Kurt Angle.
I've always.
Do you remember his match with Undertaker? Kurt Angle versus Undertaker. It was like
SmackDown?
No, it was on a No Way Out. It was a No Way Out. It's the one where Kurt Angle was heavyweight champion and was leading to.
Oh, and Undertaker came out on the horses.
But that was the Royal Rumble. He set it up right there for No Way Out to have that match.
Okay, yeah,
and it was like an amazing match because I remember watching. I was like, damn, these two could. Why wasn't that a WrestleMania match?
I don't know.
Because
then after that he faced Undertaker faced Mark Henry, right?
Mm-hmm.
For a casket match.
Yeah.
He was like, he just rolled the sexual chocolate into a casket. Man, that's all it was.
But I'm just like, that should have been a WrestleMania match.
It should have. I don't know. I've always just loved
That was
his characters.
That was what's his name? Kurt Angle's last WrestleMania too. Would have been amazing for him to end his last WrestleMania going against Taker.
So what if he lost?
Yeah. So what if he lost, man? You probably put on a 5-star match. Because that year it was them and what was it? Was it Triple H and
year that,
Cena? Yeah, because it was Triple H Cena.
WrestleMania 22.
Triple H Cena
was the main event was Rey Mysterio, Randy Orton, and
no, that wasn't the main event. That was in the middle because Cena always finished until WrestleMania 24.
I thought Rey Mysterio ended 22 because
no.
It was the whole like winning for Eddie Guerrero and stuff.
No,
like
they
that.
put it in the middle.
Was that real?
Yeah, they put it in the middle. The only time Cena didn't finish WrestleMania was 24 and 26.
Finishing that sentence.
It was like 24 and 26. Because 24, Taker beat Edge for the belt. And then 26, Taker beat Michaels to end the career.
So WrestleMania 22, it was Booker T and John Cena?
What? You sure in 22?
WrestleMania 22? So it's... Alright, hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on.
Oh, you're confusing me. I'm going like, when the hell did Booker T and John Cena
I thought they had like a list of... Oh, Jesus. It's in like full like text form. Oh, wait, hold on. Background.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so they had... I apologize for the dead air.
No problem. But like, I'm telling you, like, it ended with Cena facing Triple H. Because I know WrestleMania 23 was Cena versus Michaels.
It was an 18-man interpromotional battle royal. Viscera eliminated Snitsky.
Man, that's when you know you're a long time ago.
Opening match for the World Tag Team titles. It was Big Show and Kane against Carlito and Chris Masters.
I forgot about those two tag teams.
Chris Masters, man. He was good. Kane and then won. Money in the Bank ladder match. Rob Van Dam, Shelton Benjamin, Ric Flair, Finlay, Bobby Lashley, Matt Hardy. And that's where Matt Hardy superplexed Ric Flair off top of the ladder.
I can't believe Ric Flair decided to actually take that bump.
I can't believe he just still wore shin pads on his ankles. JBL and Chris Benoit for the U.S. title.
Mm-hmm.
Hardcore match between Edge and McFoley where he speared him through the flaming table.
That was an amazing match.
Booker T and Sharmell faced the Boogeyman in a handicap match.
Wow.
Divas match between Trish Stratus and Mickie James for the women's title. Undertaker, Mark Henry, Shawn Michaels, and Vince McMahon. It's where Shawn Michaels did the elbow off the top of the ladder.
Where he's in a trash can.
Kurt Angle against Rey Mysterio and Randy Orton.
And then John Cena versus Triple H.
The Playboy Pillow fight between Tori Wilson and Candice Michelle.
Mm-hmm.
And then John Cena against Triple H. Okay.
Which main event?
Why was the promotional poster John Cena and Booker T then?
What was 22? I don't know. Just to put John Cena there.
Oh, jeez. Here's John Cena? And this is when he was over.
Yeah. But I'm like, John Cena versus, what's it called? Undertaker. That would probably be the match.
Oh, I'd
like,
be invested.
There were rumors
Past
of
versus
Owens
present.
versus Taker. When you told me Owens won the IC belt, I'm like, okay, so that means Owens is not facing Taker.
Yeah.
Because Owens pitched that idea. He's like, I should face Taker.
I mean, if you're a superstar, you want to face Taker. Because, Taker is a great
Like,
guy to
regardless
work
of
with.
whether you lose, it's still like you face Taker.
You face The Undertaker.
It probably would have meant more before Lesnar broke the streak, but still means a lot. Like, you face Taker at WrestleMania. It's like saying you face Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania. Same thing.
You face Mr. WrestleMania at WrestleMania. There you go. Your name's automatically attached to the
But
history
like,
book.
is there really anyone else to face Taker in WrestleMania? Like I told you last week, I want AJ Styles versus Taker just to have the Phenomenal One versus the Phenom. Or is there really anyone else?
Kane.
I don't get why fans online want that match. I'm like,
I don't. I'm just
like,
saying
it's not gonna be. No, I know you don't, but I'm just saying like fans always put that match. I'm like,
I've
why
seen
do
it
you
3
want that match?
times.
I've seen it
Twice
in WrestleMania, but
Twice
they had
in
it more
WrestleMania.
times.
Oh my god, yeah.
So I'm just like, I don't want that match.
If they start a Kane Undertaker build, I'm done. I'm done.
If that is the build, I'm like, nah, man, you lost me. I guess it's just
I
all
will not watch
NXT.
Raw.
It's all NXT from now on. Because this is the first time I actually turned off Raw too. I usually power through it to the end.
No
matter
past 2 weeks, past 2 weeks. I don't think I've watched a whole episode of Raw.
I usually power through it too. Like I'm like, I'll get to it. But this one was like, you got nothing for me. I'm done.
It ended so weak, beyond
Braun
weak.
Strowman versus Big Show. That's your main
And
event.
before that was Zack Ryder and the Social Outcasts. Like
what? I don't get. Also, what was the whole point of the Dudley Boys attacking Reigns and Ambrose? I pushed mute, so I didn't hear.
I don't know.
I
don't know. But I did
get
like
it.
that
Like
they had Ambrose trying to grab Reigns to put him in dirty deeds, and he pushed him off. I was like, all right, there's that. But like, there was no.
But like, you weren't gonna get a boo, so why would you do that? Like, it's not gonna. People are not gonna boo Ambrose for doing it. They're gonna cheer
Unless
Ambrose
they had,
for doing
like,
that.
Ambrose.
Like, unless
the
like
Dudley Boys come in to attack Reigns.
Yeah. Like, the only way you can get a boo is, like, Reigns is about to see his daughter, and then he dirty deeds him in front of his daughter. That's the only way you can probably get some boos.
No, people probably think it's badass because it's Dean Ambrose and he's crazy.
But I'm like, you build up Ambrose as the best face in this match, and you build up Lesnar as the best heel in this match. You build up Reigns as nothing.
He's just there.
He's just there. Like, oh, okay, Undertaker. Like, is there anyone else that can face him? Like, again, like I just said,
Roman. I mean,
like, Cena, I'm down with. AJ, definitely, just for the name.
the Phenomenal versus the Phenom.
Yeah.
Although that wouldn't happen, but still.
It wouldn't happen with that. Like, that's, if it was, like, a couple years earlier, that probably would have been a kick-ass match.
I wouldn't mind to see Taker and Samoa Joe. But, I mean, it's not going to happen.
You have to build up Samoa Joe.
Before.
Like, you have to build him up like TNA build him up before he fought Kurt Angle, where he just goes around choking people out. That would have been a cool build up. I wouldn't mind Balor versus Taker also.
Yeah.
The Demon from Ireland versus the Demon from Death Valley.
Yeah, have him come out in the demon gimmick. Oh yeah, we're in. You got me sold.
I'm like, that's
here,
like,
here, take all my money. Here's my bank account.
but like,
number.
they're building up for Braun Strowman. That's the one match I don't want to see. Because like Taker's, I know he's getting in shape and all that, but like, he still needs someone else to carry that match for him.
Yeah, he's in
The reason
his 50s,
the reason why Brock was the choice is because he can carry that match. Same thing with
and
Punk.
gave Taker a severe concussion, but
Yeah, it's Taker's fault. But like, that's also why it was CM Punk also the year before that too, because Punk can carry a match. He always carries matches.
Mhm.
So I'm just like,
I think
Braun Strowman can't
it's
carry
been
a
couple
match.
years since he's faced like a real veteran, so really since Triple H at 28.
Yeah.
So
even before that,
I think they need to hear that the fans definitely don't want Braun Strowman in there. He's greener than my grass.
he's greener than this green screen right here.
God. I think John Cena is the
right now.
choice.
The only one is John Cena. Like Owens, I would have been fine with. AJ Styles would have been fine with. Hell, Jericho, I would have been fine with.
Yeah.
I'd rather have Jericho than Braun Strowman.
Oh yeah. Oh,
that's what I'm saying. Like, I'd rather have
I'd
rather have Jericho in there also.
Yeah, but I don't have enough push behind Jericho to care.
Still, like it's better. Like
basically,
I'm laying out all of these options is saying it's better than Braun Strowman. You can pick up almost everyone besides Braun Strowman on that cast. Like Ziggler can still work to go against Taker.
Yeah, but I don't.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like Braun Strowman, it's like he's Plan Z. You have 25 other plans that can still work better than Plan Z.
And knowing them, they would push away those 25 guys to get to Braun Strowman.
I don't want
push him.
I don't want Brock Lesnar versus Taker. I'll still take Brock Lesnar over Taker than Strowman. I'll take Owens versus Taker. I'll take Ambrose versus
Taker. I know, because that Taker Lesnar match was a little...
I don't want Braun Strowman. That's the whole point of this rant is like I don't want Braun Strowman.
Okay.
I can take a match I've seen 20 times over Braun Strowman.
Yep.
The man can wrestle.
I want John Cena and Taker.
I want Cena and Taker. The only thing I could probably want more, if Ambrose somehow wins a triple threat match, put Reigns against Taker then.
I'll take that too.
I'll take that.
I will take that. Give it to me.
Yeah, like, I'll take that.
Either Cena or Reigns.
Ambrose.
I think
Ambrose too. Or or AJ. I'm just gonna put it out there. Or AJ.
Or AJ.
I just want the promo package. I don't want the match. I just want the promo package.
AJ or Ray J. No.
Or Jay Lethal comes back with Black Machismo gimmick, and you just spill that.
Okay.
What if they get Black Machismo? Like, what if they get Jay Lethal?
This is way too fantasy for us
to show up for the Global Cruiserweight.
Do it. I'm in.
What if they get Kenny Omega to show up just for one night?
Just one night.
Just one night
only.
That's what they did with Jushin Thunder Liger.
This is fantasy.
I know, this is beyond fantasy.
It's beyond fantasy. Oh my god, we're over the rainbow and unicorns by now.
But like just imagine they got Jushin Thunder Liger to do one night. It seems like Triple H is cool with
Tyler Reed.
Yeah, it seems like Triple H is cool with New Japan to do one nights.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't mind it.
Good. Be friends with other promotions because that helps you.
Yeah, but like basically Mania looking like meh. NXT TakeOver looking like godlike.
I mean, I don't think Mania's gonna be meh. Mania's never really meh unless you're WrestleMania 9. But
well, WrestleMania. What about WrestleMania? What's it called?
11.
29. Twice in a lifetime. Fandango beating Jericho.
Yeah, but you got Taker and Punk though.
One.
Fandango.
That was the night after people were doing that. It wasn't the day before. But like that's like the diamond in the rough right there was Punk versus Taker. But you have to go through a lot of shit to shine that shit.
The needle in the haystack. Or was that hay in the needle stack?
It's probably the hay in the needle stack.
Because the rest of that pay-per-view hurt.
I was like, I'm glad I think that was before the network took off, so I'm like, I'm glad I didn't pay $60 fucking for that.
I think we all got together at my friend's house and watched it.
I didn't want to watch it. I actually was thinking of going to Mania, and when I saw it, I'm like,
I'm glad I didn't. Yeah, I think this year's WrestleMania, I don't think it's going to be meh, but they have 5 weeks after this Sunday to start the build-up. So,
give me a tag team match. Give us the Divas match that we already know we want. We want that triple threat match. Give us Owens versus AJ. Unfortunately, Owens is probably going to job. When you put those two, it's like it's a lose-lose scenario. Mm-hmm. It's not a win-win. It's a lose-lose because like one of them has to job.
Yeah.
One of them has to either
have the time. Them and the pencil.
Put the pencil up there.
Ooh.
The pencil versus Roman Reigns gets it raced out.
Well, I don't know if we have enough time for this, but special guest.
The pencil.
The pencil. You're gonna job to me.
But are you expecting any big things to be announced for WrestleMania?
Besides Flo Rida, nah, maybe Ronda Rousey.
No, I don't think she will. I mean, that is something. I guess the only big thing we're waiting for is to see if John Cena comes back.
Like I said, we got 5 weeks of build up, and I know over the next few weeks leading up to WrestleMania, we're going to be digging through the Raw each week
Mhm.
and start building the blocks ourselves and what they can do.
Well,
from
what
there.
sucks about Triple H versus Reigns is like we had Reigns versus Lesnar last year, and the reason why it worked was because you had an emergency button in case people were gonna boo it
Mhm.
with the Money in the Bank suitcase.
Yeah.
This year you don't have an emergency button.
They had an audible.
This year they don't have one.
Sheamus.
Yeah, this year you don't have it.
I never liked Sheamus winning it in the first place.
Who did I want to win? I think I wanted Neville to win it.
Yeah, I wanted Neville or oh God, who else was in that? Cesaro. Wasn't Cesaro in the Money in the Bank match?
No, I think he was still tag team.
Oh yeah, okay.
Think.
All right, never mind.
No, yeah, he was still tag team.
All right, yeah, Neville should have been Neville.
It should have been Neville.
Wasn't Daniel Bryan in that too?
No, because he was out.
Injured.
Yeah, because remember Ryback got the belt.
Maybe it was yeah, I think it was. I remember Neville was in it. Definitely, I think Neville should have won it. Whatever.
But like no emergency button.
Vince
Like
McMahon doesn't like little elf people, so doesn't like hobbits.
shame. Hobbits can wrestle good.
They can, dude. Ask Frodo. He knows.
But what was I saying? So like, there's no emergency button. So like, if you go with Reigns winning this Sunday, you're gonna have to stick with it. There's no audible.
You're just gonna have to sit there and watch Reigns and Triple H, dude.
I can just like I hope AJ.
Unless
What?
Rock endorses him, and then at WrestleMania he screws him over and Rock bottoms him and costs him the belt.
But that means you have to stick with Triple H with champion again.
Okay.
There's no winning this situation.
God, we need Ambrose to win. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
We need Ambrose to win.
So
Or Lesnar. Ambrose or Lesnar. Anyone but you, Roman. Anyone but you. I think we should end it there. Anyone but you.
Next week will be us talking about the results of Fastlane. The first,
if I can watch the whole thing.
the first Raw build up to WrestleMania. You know, I thought Austin Aries was going to debut this week because like the shirt came in this week. His theme.
You're wearing it.
Yeah, I'm wearing it. His theme got released in iTunes.
iTunes.
It's a kick-ass theme too.
It is.
And I'm just like, they must be moving up his taping up to show him debuting. Nah, it's still until like the first week of March. I'm just waiting. Yeah, first week of March.
Still, what, 2 weeks away?
It's not next week. It's the week after that. So yeah, 2 weeks away.
Then I'll be sure to tune in.
Well, like we already know, like
every Wednesday.
Yeah, but like next week, I don't know. I guess we'll be talking about like every storyline storylines that they started putting in place for WrestleMania. Hopefully all our predictions are not screwed up because I'm pretty sure it's gonna be everything that we predicted. It's gonna be Kalisto.
Pretty drawn out card.
Kalisto's gonna win. Charlotte's gonna win. Owens is gonna win. AJ's gonna win. Wyatt family's gonna win. The NXT Divas are gonna win, and then Roman Reigns is gonna win.
Anyone but you, Roman.
Yeah. I want to put that as my ringtone right now. I get a text message. It's like anyone but you, Roman. I'm like, yeah, man, my phone knows it. I'm sorry. Okay, hey, thanks.
Even my phone knows.
That's a new quote.
Oh god.
That's a new quote now. But hey, thanks for listening, man. It means a lot. Our last week's video is 25 views.
Woo!
It's climbing up.
Woo!
AJ,
I don't even know 25 people, so that's good for me.
I know, right? We're just pushing strong, man. Just keep pushing our podcast.
Push us over the moon. We're over the moon right now, man.
But like, I'd like to say thanks, Rich Mead, for making the logo, Chris for taking time to show up. I think this week maybe I'll go with AJ Styles' theme.
It's playing right now.
Yeah, it's probably playing right now.
It's pretty hip. You gotta put the old TNA theme in there.
Maybe I'll do the old TNA theme.
Yeah, TNA theme's good.
We'll save AJ's theme for next week then, the new one. We'll do back-to-back AJ themes.
Oh, nice.
But thanks for listening. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Visit the Facebook page, like it. Jeff is sick, so like I wanted to do the new show I wanted to start this week, but he's sick. So I'm gonna have to, so like I might start next week.
Gotcha.
And if anything, if he's still sick next week, I think you'll probably just be the first one, and then we'll build it up.
The inaugural guest.
The show is gonna be called Showcase of the Immortals. I'm just gonna steal their line. And the first dream match is gonna be the match that everyone always wanted. It's Sting versus Undertaker.
I think that's background on my Xbox.
I'm gonna ask you to send me that image of the background. That'll be the title
Okay.
card. But like it's like it's the match everyone's been wanting for.
Mhm.
If Sting was healthy, I think I'd rather have Sting face Taker this year. If he was
this would have
healthy,
been the perfect opportunity.
yeah. If he was healthy, but unfortunately he can't. So hey, thanks for listening. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Visit the Facebook page. This is gonna come up on Thursdays. So every Thursday it's gonna be going up.
Stay tuned.
So like stay tuned. Once we start the Showcase of the Immortals, you can see that on Saturdays. And for the big pay-per-views, you're going to be seeing on Mondays, I believe, our reaction videos to anything big. Because I'm just going to record our reactions every major pay-per-view. Or NXT special. But thanks for listening. I'm John Sanchez.
I'm Chris Devine.
And let us book.
Paul
Levesque. Let us book.
Levesque.